Hello, my name is Chin, and welcome to the Baking Chin, the show that tries to show that baking is fun, easy, and I think rather appealing. So today we're going to make pita bread, and pita bread is that great Middle Eastern and Mediterranean flatbread that goes so well with dips like hummus and baba ganoush. And also it has a great pocket that you could really stuff sandwich meats into. But you might also think that this bread is so difficult to make when you see it in the supermarket all packaged and pretty. But I'm here to tell you that it's very easy to make. In fact, it only takes about 2 hours to make, which is quite fast in terms of a yeast-risen bread. So, without further ado, come join me in my baking laboratory and let's get started! For this recipe, we shall need 750 grams of flour, 450 milliliters of water, 15 grams of salt, and 10 grams of instant yeast. If you'd like, you can also add in something like onion, as I have here, but keep in mind it won't puff up quite as much. Also, it is recommended that you use a pizza stone for this recipe. Mix the flour, instant yeast, and salt together, and then add in the water. And now thoroughly combine this until most of the flour has absorbed the water. And just as a note, if you're using active dry yeast, or you don't know what kind of dry yeast you're using, just mix the yeast in with the water first. That way it's equally distributed. And now knead vigorously for about 5 to 10 minutes, or until the dough is smooth and not grainy, and elastic and bouncy to the touch. Place the finished dough in a lubricated vessel and let rise for about 45 minutes to 1 hour or until doubled. Now that the dough is nicely risen and you can put your finger in and it leaves a hole, it's time to divide the dough. For the basic pita, we shall need 80 grams of dough. And also, as another note, this recipe makes great pizzas. That's P-I-Z-Z-A, not P-I-T-A. And for a small pizza, I would say use 200 grams of dough, and for a larger pizza, use 350 grams of dough. Ball up the measured dough, and place on a lightly floured surface to let relax. And you'll want to let this rest about 20 to 30 minutes covered, just to let the glutens relax. Pat out slightly and then roll with a rolling pin, and you'll want a diameter of about 5 inches or so. You might want bigger or smaller, but I'd say, as always, 5 inches is sufficient. It's important to preheat your oven to the highest setting it can, and remember to preheat the oven with the pizza stone inside for the most heat you can have. And now, place your pitas onto a floured peel and place it into the oven, and then bake at its highest temperature for about 1 to 2 minutes, or just until the pitas have puffed completely. They're finished when they're puffed. For the pizza, just roll the prepared dough out as thin as you can, and then add the toppings of your choice. Here's a tip. To place your pizza easily into the oven, blow under the pizza slightly to give some air between the pizza and the peel. This way it'll just glide into the oven. Bake until done, and mine took about 5 minutes. And here are the finished pita breads. As you can see, they're very nice and flat and slightly puffy and stretchy as they should be. And here's the pizza made with pita dough, and it's very pizza-like because it is a pizza. And this can be eaten hot or cold. It's lovely either way. And also I'd like to show you the texture inside. As you can see on the inside, it has a very nice pita pocket. And you can put a little hummus and falafel in this, or maybe even some good old-fashioned turkey and mustard. It's really up to you, so I'll give this a bit of a try, and I'll have this with a little Indian coriander chutney, but you can really have this however you like. A little hummus would be nice. And that's awfully good. has a very nice chewy texture, but it's also a rather strong bread. And the chutney goes very well with it. You can make this yourself, or you can buy it. I made it myself, but I'm going to have an Indian party soon, so I need it for the future. And that's how to make pita bread. And as you can see, it was very, very easy to do, only about 2 hours from start to finish. And to store this, I would put this in an airtight container or a plastic bag, and it'll last for about a week or so. And even if it gets a little dry or stale, you can always cut it up into pieces, then put it on a baking tray with a little oil and salt, and you can make your own pita chips. And to take the pita chips out of the oven, you can take another pita and use it as an oven mitt. But I highly suggest you use your regular oven mitt. So, thanks very much for joining me today on The Baking Chin. My name is Ian Chin, and as always I wish you happy baking.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match. Matchmaker, matchmaker, I'll bring the veil. You bring the groom, slender and pale. Bring me a ring.
It's Molly.